What's up, YouTube land? This is your boy Anton, aka Dr. Mix-a-Lot, and today I'm here to talk to you about another mobile bartending myth, which is that I don't have enough time to start and run my own bartending business. Now, in my experience, that is absolutely not true. In fact, when I started this, I actually had a full-time unpaid internship working for free, 35 plus hours a week during the day, and moonlighting as a bartender 40 plus hours a week during the night. And with that said, I was still able to strike out on my own, start this thing from scratch, from the top of my head, and I'm trying to impart these tips to you as a shortcut to start your own business. Now, I will admit, your first party is definitely going to be way harder to book than your 10th party, but my point is to give you the tips that you need to get to your 10th party and make it a much easier journey for you. Now, a disclaimer is that with all that, I would still recommend that you have at least 1 year of retail and or catering experience, preferably both, because the bartending experience, the retail bartending experience, will give you experience in high pressure, make my drink now type of situations where you'll never be flustered at a private bartending event after that. With that said, the catering side of it will give you the kind of nice touch, high class catering service that you need to make sure that you're able to serve a high class event with all the proper behaviors. Now, if you've never freelance bartended before, that's okay. As long as you have the experience that I just talked about, you can still strike out on your own, honestly, by reaching out to your local bartending academy. The best way to do it is literally to just Google a bartending academy, your zip code, you'll find your local bartending academy, and what you want to do is contact them and make sure they can place you on a freelancer private event type of list. Now, this usually tends to work because, one, I know from experience that I've picked some of my best bartenders that I work with to this day from bartending academies, in my particular case, the Maryland Bartending Academy, where you have people ready to work with experience for any given situation. Now, you can place yourself on the other end of that and be that freelance bartender that's ready to work. Just simply give them your resume, and companies that are out there ready to hire are willing to hire you once they see what you can do. And the best thing is that these bartending academies have an obligation almost to keep their business afloat, to place you in a job, whether it's retail, catering, or a freelance bartending event. They are going to bend over backwards to make sure you get placed, do a good job, and make their place look better. So you're definitely going to want to contact them to let them know that you're open for business whenever somebody comes calling. Now, in the event that that doesn't work, that's fine. There's also another alternative, which is using an advertising platform such as GigSalad, Thumbtack, Gigmasters. There's a whole bunch out there, even Wedding Wire, Event Wire, a lot of different websites out there that you can make your start in this business. Now, I'll talk about this in another video, but what you're going to want to do to start that is to build your resume, because one, even if you get hired outside of these advertising platforms, it's going to be nice to have a resume handy because people want to know your experience, testimonials from people that have worked with you before, all your credentials, and the whole nine. So the best foundation you can give yourself is to start by building a resume. And from there, you can actually plug that resume in to the advertising platform, whichever one you use, and you'll be able to at least fill in those gaps of experience that people are looking for to hire a good bartender. Again, I'll give you my personal experience that my first freelance event came through GigSalad when I plugged my resume in, as I'm telling you now, put enough experience in there for somebody to look at me and hire me, and I was able to work the event from there, and the rest is history. So you're going to really want to find different advertising platforms out there for freelance bartenders that you can use to advertise your services. So before your first event, there should really be no excuse that you don't have enough time to make this business happen. Again, I told you from the start that I had both a full-time day job and night job as a bartender at night, but I was able to find an hour or two spare time in my day to build up day by day my services and advertise them out to the world. So if you can find an hour a day to sit down, start building your resume, and reach out to other people, then you will be able to start your mobile bartending business from that first event. Once you get to the point, which I'll add, where you get too many leads, which is a good problem to have, you're going to want to get to the point where you hire a virtual assistant. That's something else I'll go into in another video. But right now, you're first focused on getting your first 1 to 10 events. And all of the tips that I gave you will give you that start. After that, we can go into other videos where I show you how to expand, and you're going to be a full-fledged mobile bartending business from there. So if you liked what you saw, make sure you click the like or subscribe button. This is your boy, Dr. Mix-a-Lot, signing off. As always, happy mixing, and cheers to unbeatable service.